From the newest international airports to the world's biggest stadium, from the record-breaking skyscrapers to enormous dams, and from the newest capital cities to building artificial islands. Here are some of the most unbelievable and impressive megaprojects under construction in 2022. Before we begin, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to be updated on today's most trending lavish stories. Only here on Modern Luxury, the high-end stories of today. Number 14. Egypt's new capital. Sometime in 2022, Egypt's new capital is to be built in the middle of the desert 50 kilometers east of Cairo. The old capital Cairo has reached its infrastructure limit and is home to more than 20 million people. By 2050, the population is expected to double, making the city even more crowded, polluted, and congested. The new capital will break Cairo's urban sprawl and provide a new base for the government and a new home for 6 million people. The first phase of the project includes ministries, government buildings, green space twice the size of New York's Central Park, and Africa's tallest skyscraper, the iconic tower. The new capital remains nameless, but most government offices have already started moving. With a budget of $40 billion, it is one of the most expensive megaprojects under construction in 2022. As in Egypt, a growing population also poses new challenges for China. One of the challenges is meeting the growing energy needs of 1.4 billion people. Against this backdrop, China is building some of the world's largest hydropower projects. In the footsteps of the Three Gorges Dam, China will build the second largest dam in the world in 2022. The Baihetan Dam has an electrical capacity of 16,000 megawatts, which is almost 8 times the capacity of the Hoover Dam in the United States. The $34 billion project began partial operations in April 2021, and by June it was generating electricity through 2 of its 16 turbines and is expected to be fully operational by July 2022. Number 12. New York City Airport Terminal. New York has been the second busiest metropolitan airport system in the world, and its busiest airport is set to get even better. Beginning in 2022, JFK Airport will undergo a $9.5 billion renovation, the largest private investment ever for a project of this type. The expansions are expected to make JFK Airport one of the most desirable airport destinations in the world. New Terminal 1 will replace the current Terminal 1, the 59-year-old Terminal 2, and the already demolished Terminal 3. Some of the key changes to the new terminal includes larger check-ins, modern architecture, and displays featuring famous New York landmarks. Construction of the new Terminal 1 will continue throughout the decade, while the first of its 23 new gates will be operational by 2026. Number 11. The world's biggest soccer stadium. The Chinese Super League has caused quite a stir in the football world in recent years. They have recruited world stars like Carlos Tevez, Oscar, and Hulk to play in China and offer them high salaries. This cash injection into the league was spearheaded by Evergrande Real Estate Group, which owns more than 13,000 properties in 280 cities across China. After bringing some of football's biggest names to the league, the company set out to build the world's largest football stadium in 2020. The Guangzhou Evergrande Football Stadium would hold more than 100,000 fans, surpassing the famous Camp Nou in Barcelona. Construction of the stadium is expected to be completed by the end of 2022. However, the Evergrande Group ran into financial difficulties and put all their mega projects on hold. Evergrande's crisis deepened in December last year after they missed a crucial payment deadline. It is currently the most indebted company in the world with total liabilities in excess of $300 billion. With the lead developer struggling to make payments, Chinese authorities took control of the stadium project and put it up for auction late last year. If there are no buyers, a state investment group takes over the project. However, as with many of Evergrande's incomplete projects, they may decide to end construction entirely. Number 10. Jeddah Economic City. In 2016, Saudi Arabia launched the Saudi Vision 2030 to reduce the country's dependence on oil and diversify the economy towards tourism and investment projects. The $20 billion Jeddah Economic City is a key part of that vision, and construction is progressing steadily. Construction of all landscaping and roadworks is nearing completion, and work is now progressing in all 3 boroughs of the city. Jeddah Economic City is also the proposed destination for the world's tallest skyscraper. But while Jeddah Tower's future remains unclear, more than 200 towers are planned for the city. With the completion of the basic infrastructure, it is to be expected that the new skyscrapers will emerge from Saudi Arabia's largest mega project. Number 9. Padma Bridge. Bangladesh has several hundred rivers, and most of the country is less than 5 meters above sea level. The country faces massive flooding problems and is suffering from the consequences of climate change. These problems make building modern infrastructure extremely difficult and expensive. As a result, Bangladesh's infrastructure is poor and it constrains its economic growth. Even more important is the mega-project Padma Bridge, which will connect the capital Dhaka with the south of the country. The $3 billion cost was originally funded by the World Bank and other donors. However, corruption allegations against government officials in Bangladesh caused the World Bank to withdraw from the project. So they canceled their $1.2 billion loan. Other donors soon followed, and although the corruption cases were dropped by a Canadian court, Bangladesh decided to continue the project with its own funds. In 2014, the construction of the two-story multi-purpose bridge began. The upper level carries a 4-lane road, while the lower level carries a single-track railway. The bridge was built on 42 piers that reach a water depth of up to 122 meters. The 6.1-kilometer bridge will open to the public in June 2022. It is the longest bridge in Bangladesh and one of the longest river crossings in the world. The bridge will ultimately serve 75,000 vehicles per day, while significantly reducing travel time and vehicle operating costs. It will also have a more positive impact on Bangladesh's booming economy, as the country's GDP is expected to grow by up to 2%. Number 8. New Clark City. The Philippines is another country planning a backup capital in case the current capital, Manila, stops functioning properly. Manila is located on the edge of the so-called Pacific Ring of Fire, an area with the highest number of earthquakes and active volcanoes in the world. The nearby Taal volcano has been classified by authorities as dangerously active, and several 100,000 people would need to be evacuated in the event of a major eruption. Therefore, the Philippines is building a new Clark City in a more central location. Larger than Manhattan, it will house new government facilities, special economic zones, and housing for up to 1.2 million inhabitants. The city will be completed in 5 phases over a period of 30 years, the first of which is nearing completion in 2022. Number 7. Brenner Base Tunnel. The Swiss Gotthard Base Tunnel, opened in 2016, enabled Switzerland to move freight quickly across Europe. And that success is now being repeated with another tunnel through the Alps. The 55-kilometer-long Brenner Base Tunnel connects Italy and Austria and becomes the second longest railway tunnel in the world. It has been classified as a high-priority project by the European Union, which is also paying half of the estimated cost of the project. Excavation work on the facility began in 2014. The completion date was set as 2025. However, technical difficulties during the excavation caused an initial delay of 3 years. The project suffered another setback in 2020 when a multi-billion-dollar contract with one of the project's lead developers was cancelled. This forced a retendering of building tenders, resulting in a 4-year delay. Overall, the Brenner Base Tunnel should be fully operational by 2032 and cost around $9 billion. Fast forward to 2022, excavation work on the Italian side of the tunnel has been completed and is now continuing near the Austrian border. When completed, the tunnel will reduce travel time from 80 minutes to 25 minutes. It will reduce heavy freight traffic on freeways by moving to a subway line. Number 6. Vietnam's new airport. Ho Chi Minh City is Vietnam's largest metropolitan area, with a population of approximately 9 million people. Its main airport served more than 35 million passengers in 2019, despite having a capacity of only 25 million. Congestion has decreased during the COVID-19 pandemic, but Vietnam is working on a long-term solution. In January 2021, the government approved the construction of the new Long Tan International Airport. The airport, located 40 kilometers east of Ho Chi Minh City, will be built in 3 stages and will eventually serve 100 million passengers per year. As a result of the Vietnam War, approximately 18% of the country is contaminated with mines, which is one of the highest rates in the world. Mine detection and clearance work was finally completed by 2021, and construction on the project is set to begin this month. The first phase of the project will be finished 6 months ahead of schedule, allowing the airport to handle 25 million passengers per year. The Airports Corporation of Vietnam will build a second runway and expand the passenger terminal in the second phase, increasing capacity to 50 million passengers. The project's 3 phases will cost a total of $16 billion, making it the most expensive infrastructure project in Vietnam's history. Number 5. Merdeka Tower. A video about the biggest megaprojects of 2022 wouldn't be complete without mentioning the tallest skyscraper under construction. The Merdeka Tower in Malaysia has been under construction since 2014 and will finally be completed this year. The completion of the Merdeka Tower is also significant because it may be the last of its kind. Other planned mega skyscrapers such as Jeddah Tower and Dubai Creek Tower have suffered delays due to the pandemic, and their future remains unclear. China has banned new skyscrapers over 500 meters, and there is no planned project in the USA that comes close to the Merdeka Tower. It is all the more impressive that the developers managed to push the project forward and complete it in 2022. At a whopping 679 meters tall, the Merdeka Tower is Kuala Lumpur's 5th super tall skyscraper in the capital of Malaysia, one of the most distinctive skylines in the world. Number 4. Incheon International Airport. Seoul International Airport is South Korea's largest and one of the busiest in the world. It is consistently ranked first in terms of service quality, and its average passenger processing times are among the best in the world. The airport's 2 terminals can serve up to 70 million passengers, but plans are in the works to make it one of the world's largest aviation hubs. The new phase of construction, which began in 2017, includes the expansion of Terminal 2 as well as the construction of the airport's 4th runway. When completed, both terminals will be able to handle 50 million passengers each, and the additional runway will allow Incheon International to handle more than 100 flights per hour. Number 3. Lusail City. The 2022 World Cup in Qatar has caused a lot of controversies. Allegations of corruption, human rights violations, and poor working conditions were the subject of heated debates. In addition, there were also concerns about Qatar's ability to hold such a mega event without proper infrastructure. Despite all concerns, Qatar has pressed ahead with its preparations, and one of the biggest megaprojects is nearing completion. Located 20 kilometers from the capital Doha, Lusail City will be completed this year at an estimated cost of $45 billion. It will house 22 hotels, 4 shiny new skyscrapers, and many entertainment centers for traveling football fans. Most of the city's developments are complete, including an iconic 80,000-seat stadium that will host the final of the main event on December 18th. After the World Cup, Lusail City will be home to 300,000 residents, and its new stadium will become an area community. Number 2. Moscow International Business Center. Russia's plan to build a financial district is gaining momentum as 2 more super tall skyscrapers are near completion. Originally planned in the 1990s, the business district will house more than 300,000 people and act as the capital's financial center. Construction originally began in 1995, but investment dried up over the next few decades and many planned installations were delayed or shelved. By 2014, $12 billion have been invested in the project, which was 50% complete at the time. Construction on 2 landmark skyscrapers, the One Tower and the Grand Tower, resumed in 2019, raising hopes of an imminent completion. The One Tower was originally intended to be 400 meters tall, but later design changes brought its total height to 445 meters, making it the tallest building in Europe. A few blocks away is another skyscraper called Grand Tower. With more than half of the planned facilities being completed and more under construction, the Moscow International Business Center will be completed in 2024. Before we reveal the number 1 on our list, let's recap the ones that we have so far. Number 14, Egypt's new capital. Number 13, Baihetan Dam. Number 12, New York's new airport terminal. Number 11, the world's biggest soccer stadium. Number 10, Jeddah Economic City. Number 9, Padma Bridge. Number 8, New Clark City. Number 7, Brenner Base Tunnel. Number 6, Vietnam's new airport. Number 5, Merdeka Tower. Number 4, Incheon International Airport. Number 3, Lusail City. Number 2. Moscow International Business Center. And number 1 most impressive megaproject under construction in 2022 is Denmark's Energy Islands. Denmark built the world's first offshore wind farm in 1991. Now they are taking the generation of energy from the sea a step further by building the artificial energy island. In the middle of the North Sea, the country is currently building a central power plant surrounded by windmills to meet its demand for sustainable energy. The first step in starting construction is to conduct geological surveys to determine if the seabed is suitable for the foundation. This includes seabed sampling and mapping of geological strata below the seabed down to depths of 100 meters. For the construction of the artificial island, 4 million tons of earth have to be delivered to the North Sea. Some of the turbines will be gigantic, up to 3 times the size of the Statue of Liberty. It is estimated that the site will produce 50% more energy than the Danish population needs and will therefore be exported to neighboring countries. The $34 billion project is the largest construction project in Danish history. If successful, Denmark will repeat its efforts in the Baltic Sea. Which megaproject are you most thrilled about this year? Are they even relevant and practical to the needs of the people surrounding them? Let us know in the comments below. If you liked and enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. For more insightful videos, get notified by clicking the bell button below. From the high-end stories of today, this is Modern Luxury. As always, we look forward to seeing you again in one of our videos. Thanks for watching.